through the roof. He almost won Pro League, MSL, and OSL all at the same time by himself. Guys, unbelievable. Look at that guy. Stone-faced killer.
He is a killer, man. And, you know, even though he got third place in Korea, a lot of people say he should win the whole event. Although he's going to have to get through Draco first.
Right.
Draco, while he is Polish, he lived in Korea on a pro team.
Yeah, he's one of the few foreigners who actually came over and did that.
Yep.
And that really boosts up his skill, man. He is known in Korea, he's known in China, he's known in the foreigner scene, of course, especially. But he is just one of the greatest foreigners of all time. And hopefully he's been practicing enough to be in the good shape to be able to give us a real great game against Jaedong.
Here's a shot at Draco now. Biggest headphones in the world. It's like he's got 2 hamburgers taped to his head.
Right, man.
That'll help him hear those Zerglings coming as soon as possible.
I hope so. This guy, look at that, a lot of WCG Grand Finals. Wow. He has been to so many of them. You almost forget that he's been to that many. 2005 and, yeah, before 2012, the ones that he has missed. So he has really been on top of Poland for a very long time.
You know, being a non-Korean that he is, he really can't have any excuses. He's trained with the best. He's been to the World Cyber Games so many times, he'd be used to this too.
Yeah. You know, I think that he's a very good pressure player. He can definitely put out his best game here today against Jaedong. Just hopefully that's good enough to do something, man, because Jaedong, he kills everybody.
All right, in a minute here, we're going to introduce the map.
We're on Panda Temple.
There's some more Panda Bear guys. Here's the map. And it's going to be Destination again whenever it stops spinning around.
Yeah.
Here it is. And one-on-one map, great map.
You know, as we were saying before, one of the best maps ever made, really.
Yep.
It's really right up there with the greatest of all time. And for good reason. It gives us great games. We just saw Fengzi. He did a really interesting strategy to open up, followed it up with a really nice strategy with the Lings because the cannon had to be placed back to block that drone. And he ended up almost winning because of it. So even though we've seen a ton of games here, there are still things that players can do to trick out their opponent.
That's true. You know, one thing about Destination is not only is it a great and popular map, it's an incredibly complex map. I mean, if you're a beginner, do not start your first game of StarCraft on Destination. There's a lot of stuff that you gotta get used to on this map before you can really play on it. Now, it won't matter for these 2 players, but it's just a fun fact for you guys at home. Because as we've learned, many of you guys get inspired to play StarCraft by watching this stuff.
Yeah, and you know, like you were saying, it is a very hard map, and there's reasons for this. There's so many different things on this map.
We got cut off from you guys in just a second. A dragon, as you saw in the animation, actually flew in here and danced around the logo, but he's gone now. We can keep talking about this game.
Yeah. You know, as I was saying before that intro so rudely interrupted me, this map, it has a lot of features you can abuse in every single matchup, and that is the reason why the games are interesting, and that is the reason why the map is hard. It just goes hand in hand.
Jaedong has played on this map, obviously more than Draco. But Draco's a smart guy. He knows how to play. He's got the bigger headphones. Does he have the bigger brain? That's what we got to ask ourselves.
I hope he does, man. I hope that he can outsmart Jaedong here somehow. You know, last time that I really paid attention to WCG was in 2006, and he really outsmarted the pro gamers.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully we can see that Draco Bold back again. Here we go. Game starting. Destination Draco versus Jaedong.
What an exciting match. It's just now starting. There's no going back now. All their training comes down to this moment. Shot Jaedong first, up here in the north.
Yep, and Draco, he's going to be down at the bottom spot. Go ahead, Protoss, there we go. And already no probes sent out, so we're not going to see a super crazy proxy gate in Jaedong's main. You know, I'm just waiting. I'm looking at all the cheese times. I'm like, all right, when is a probe going to leave the base? Is going to one base? Is going to expand? What is this guy's plan to take out the best player of all time?
You know, it's going to be really tough. But one thing we can bet on is Jaedong will most likely go bull first. He has the option of going hatchery first, but most of the time, people, well, with Jaedong at least, he goes pull first. Very aggressive player. He doesn't do that to rush per se. He does that so that he can control your scouting.
Yeah, and it's a great way to do it. And if it's an overpull, then you're totally fine on your hatchery anyways.
Yep.
It's just a little bit later, and it's just so safe. You see him doing the larva trick right there, sending them to the front of the hatchery, and there we go, as you were saying, pull first, but it's not even an overpull. That's just going to be a 9-pull.
That's interesting. He oftentimes overpulls. In case you're wondering how he does get the larva to glitch over to the left, grabs an overlord, and then the larva in the same group, and hits S. That slides the larva over there, one of the newest bugs found in the game, actually the newest bug.
And look at that, we get some foreigners in the audience there. Not sure what country they're from.
I don't feel like such a novelty anymore. We saw some white people here. Very exciting. We got people from all over the world here, not just competing, but showing up to watch as well. Men and women, as you can see.
Yep. And we're going to see that forge go up. He's going to have to get a cannon or two because of that 9-pull.
Yep.
You can't be too greedy and get the Nexus first against such a build. So Jaedong, he's controlling the tempo of this game. He's saying, you know what, I'll make the pull first, but you got to make cannons first as well.
And
these guys are.
I guess those guys are famous.
They're pretty cool.
Look
man.
like Terminators.
They're wearing
Chinese
sunglasses
Terminators
indoors. That's when you know you're cool.
It's quite possible. There are some famous people in China. The audience had quite a reaction when we got a shot of them. As we can see here, the drone trying to grow up to be a hatchery, but it's not working because Draco's probe harassment is so good. Once again,
really nice probe
stops
there.
him. That very nice play.
He's tried to make that hatchery 4 or 5 times already. His minerals are just stacking up, and at about 400 minerals, he will finally put that down. That is an LC Gamer hatchery right there, Nick.
Okay, this is going to allow the candidates to finish in time. So far, Draco has maybe a 1% lead. But that could change very quickly.
Yeah, man. Where Jaedong is concerned, 1% is the same as losing by 50% as far as as far as I can see. This guy is such a killer. Draco, he hasn't been in his top form this year yet. I really hope he is. I think that he probably is in really good practice shape because the fans sent Draco here. WCG Poland did not pay for his ticket. He did not win this year. Gosia did. And they sent not only him, but Yeba as well. So I think that we are going to see some really great play from him. He cannot let his fans down after that.
That is really interesting. Well, then he's got all these people supporting him. That's really going to motivate him to play at his very best. And as you can see, once again, keeping this probe alive is key. So far, Jaedong 3 hatches, getting this gas. We're going to see a layer any second now.
That's right. About that probe, like you were saying, not a lot's going on. Let's go over that a little bit. It's so important in PvZ to keep your probe alive.
Yes.
Because as soon as it dies, Zerg can just switch up what they're doing so fast and do it all, and that's going to be almost impossible to stop. So, one of the biggest problems with up-and-coming Protoss players is keeping that probe alive.
Yeah,
you have
so
to have
true,
a lot
so
of speed
true.
to do it, and if you lose it, you're going to lose a lot of games to some cheesy attack.
And you basically want to keep it alive until they get the Corsair. Until you get the Corsair. Because when you get that Corsair in there, then you can continue to scout with that. Okay, the probe, again, still alive here. Jaedong doesn't seem to be too concerned. He doesn't have all of his Zerglings chasing that probe. My God, there are a lot of people in here. We are maxed out. People over there as well.
That's right, man. This is an exciting matchup. Everyone knows who Jaedong is. Just about everyone knows who Draco is. And a nice moving shot from that drone.
Very nice play. Jaedong making his layer, the expansion out on the main so that he's not spotted. His tech isn't spotted as quickly.
And now we see that Jaedong has already made his 3rd base, and Draco sending a lone Zealot up. And this is just going to pressure him into making some more Zerglings.
This is a nice play. This Zealot going around the Zerglings. He's going to at least take out a drone, if not drive them away. Jaedong now sees the Zealot here. He's turning around.
Oh, and that drone almost dead. Nice play there by Draco, but Jaedong too fast for him, pulls the drone away.
He may take that Zealot and put it into a corner over here where he can actually do optimal damage. And no, continues to run around. Link speed done, and this means the Zealot will be done as well.
Grubby would be jealous of that surround.
Nice micro there by Jaedong. He will sacrifice the Overlord here to get an idea of what's going on. He does see it's probably going to be Corsair DT, possibly a Zealot timing attack when the leg upgrade finishes.
Right, I tell you, that's a build that actually I've seen Yeba do a lot in various tournaments over the past year. You know, you make that first Corsair, kill the Overlord, and look at this, Jaedong attacking in before that cannon's ready, and he's definitely going to take out this gas. That is going to be really annoying for Draco's tech plans.
Yeah, this really hurts his tech by a lot. This means he's going to have Templars later on in the game. That is a frustrating moment for Draco. You can see he was aware it was possible. That's why the cannon was constructing, but Jaedong's timing is just so good.
Yeah, you know, Jaedong, he abuses every little thing that you do wrong. That is one of the reasons he is just that good. He sees everything. The all-seeing map hack eyes of Jaedong.
Well, we got some downtime. Definitely check out thehandsomenerd.com.
That's right.
Shirts,
9 t-shirts, I tell you.
We got tons of new stuff down there, so if you're into RTS games or into pro gaming, these shirts are for you. We got Panda Bear Guys shirts. We got all sorts of shirts referencing RTS games. Check them out. Draco, by the way, not getting that gas again.
You know, I just want to also point out quadv.com. Everyone go check that out. There's a lot of other streams going on there that are not on the WCG live stream. And also on GameNet, thank you to them very much. They are our partners down here in this casting.
Yeah, on GameNet, they've been doing WCG for quite some time now. Great production crew. And as we can see here, the Corsair are returning, but he may get intercepted by this Scourge. This is not an easy maneuver here.
Oh! Beautiful flank right there, man. That was just, they were spread perfectly and collided with that Corsair. That guy did not know what hit him.
That is really hard to do. And now scouting with the Scourge. He sees it. There's not enough cannons. I didn't get quite a glimpse of it.
No, it looks like he is going to do some sort of timing attack. He has a lot of Zealots right now. Speed just finished, and he is going, but Jaedong throwing up that second sunken already.
Looks like a third as well. He's turtled very nicely here.
Really well-placed sunkens that we see. There's a few Hydras hatching. Not sure how useful those are going to be against these Speed Zealots right away.
I think the positioning here is what's going to allow Jaedong to most likely be fine. He's going to go for the gas. A little bit of revenge here. No, backs off.
Oh man, Jaedong has closed it up tight. Lurker eggs in the holes, and there is nothing that it looks like Draco's going to be able to do here. Nice little drone drill, and Jaedong is invincible.
Jaedong, there's no way Jaedong's going to be able to lose this at this moment. He needs to get those Zealots in there. He does take out the Sucket Colony, but at what cost? Losing his army. And it looks like Draco's committing to this, though. I don't think this is a good idea.
Abusing the AI of those Zealots, man. Jaedong held that beautifully. A lesser Zerg could have fallen very, very easily right there.
Okay, we got Lurkers out now. Zerg's turn to contain, or at least prevent expansions. In a little bit here, Jaedong's going to take the upper right. There's an expansion hidden up there.
And it looks like a lot of Zerglings out on the map. He made those just in case against that little attack that we just saw. And he actually has a lot of Zerglings right now, doesn't he?
This is a guy who has sometimes up to 500 APM. One of the fastest guys out there. And he's somebody who actually utilizes that APM. He's going to try to get this Corsair here right when it pops out. I got to say, I'm surprised he didn't actually go for Mutas when there were no cannons in there.
And you know what? He has so many Lings and also the Lurker tech. It looks like Draco is going to try to attack again with a bunch of speed lots, but 3 Sunkens at that base. He's just going to turn around as soon as he sees that.
It looks like he's going to attack. Fortunately for him, these eggs are up. Oh, nice. Putting the Lurker under the Overlord makes it very hard to attack it directly.
Yeah.
Again, Jaedong takes every little measure necessary to make sure that he's safe.
That's right. You know, he is playing a very defensive style against Jaedong's, Draco's aggression. And that's just so smart because he knows, you know what, the longer this game goes, the more likely that I am going to destroy this kid. And now he has a bunch of Mutas, man, against this pure Zealot army. And he also has all these Lurkers. It's just, look at that. Oh, my God.
Very nice play here. He's got the Lurker at the mineral patch. Now, if he gets an Overlord over there, he's going to be able to hit those workers, excuse me. Now we see Mutas coming down here. The main role of the Mutalisks is to pick off Templars, but at the same time they can just go in the main. Nope, maybe not. 4 cannons, probably too much.
Wow, both of them really are defending quite well against each other this game.
Yeah.
You know, the Archon Zealot army, pretty good, but he needs some more Corsairs to help him out with those Jaedong Mutas, and oh my God, those are Jaedong Mutas, folks.
Yeah. And his control is so good here. Actually even daring to engage that Archon.
Yeah. You know,
that's a little ballsy.
Only pro gamers can kill Archons with Mutas like that, man. He's not going to take one hit. At least that's his goal.
Well, it looks like Jaedong going to go ahead and harass these zealots as Draco decides to move out. His control is good enough that he's really hard to actually reach those mutas with the Archon.
That's
Archon's
right.
very powerful. They do splash damage, but at the same time, they don't have a lot of range. There's the Panamere guy.
Oh.
There's a dead Corsair.
Wow. And he's just railing on these Zealots, dealing so much extra free damage. It looks like his mutas may have taken one hit from the Archons, though.
I cannot believe how much damage is being dealt here.
Look at that. That is unbelievable. Draco is taking so much damage. This is the difference between Jaedong and everyone else.
It's so true. This isn't even a non-Korean versus a Korean difference. This is a Jaedong compared to the rest of the world difference.
And he is just pummeling Draco's poor army. Draco's getting further and further behind. Jaedong, in the meantime, taking that top right mineral-only base, and he is just impenetrable. He cannot be hurt right now.
Again, that micro's so good here that mutas do take some damage. He might want to not engage those Archons again.
Man, I think Draco's about to punch his way out of his booth. He's getting so frustrated. He is taking so much damage. And now look at all those Hydras. I have not seen a High Templar yet for Draco, and he is still being harassed behind his minerals. Oh my god, this is really annoying by Jaedong.
Very frustrating moment, as you said, for Draco. The Mutalisks ideally would be picking off Templars. That's the most common play nowadays, and then you overwhelm them with Hydralisks. That's not the case here, though. I think Draco tried to prepare for that by only making Archons, but the result is that these Mutalisks are now just abusing the Zealots.
Looks like, you know, Jaedong is just going into his macro mode now, one of the best macro Zergs of all time. And you see he already has so many units that he may not even need the mutas, but when you add the mutas into that, there are not going to be any High Templars. And here we go, Jaedong has found the High Templars, and one storm goes off, 2 Templars down, 3 Templars down. That is huge. Those mutas, they have done everything he had wanted them to do, and right now Jaedong is in such a dominating position. Look at this.
Oh my god. Enough. Nope. That's the luckiest Templar. Nope, not that lucky. Jaedong gives up his mutas just to get rid of that.
Completely worth it.
We mentioned earlier that Draco's headphones look like hamburgers taped to his head. If they were hamburgers, they would be cooked well right now.
That's right, man. His ears got to be red. His forehead could cook an egg. He is angry, man. He is angry and embarrassed. This is a hard game. Jaedong is an unreal opponent. I think no one has expected Draco to beat him, but, you know, he's at least made Jaedong curdle for a little bit.
Well, I think this is going to be GG here. He's just going to move in and try to pick him off. He is going to take him out. This is the neck-breaking blow here.
And he needs some High Templars. And bringing out those Zealots to flank, but I don't think this is going to be enough.
It certainly shouldn't be, especially now that he's across the bridge. That's going to act like a filter for all these Zealots and Archons. And really, you want to surround the Hydralisks and expect GG any second. I think Draco going to gather himself before he leaves this game. Jaedong knows it's over. He knows he's won. He's one step closer to making it out of his booth and potentially making it to the grand finals. Good game.
GG.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow, wow,
Jaedong,
wow.
so good, yo.
Well, I don't know what else to say. I mean, that was pretty one-sided, pretty brutal.
Yeah. I mean, you can't blame Draco. It was really, it's just so hard to face Jaedong.
Yeah.
Draco not happy with it. Spit out his goldfish, and it is time for him to go back and play some more games.
You know, it does always look like he's holding something in his mouth.
While he plays, man, yeah.
Maybe I said that earlier. Maybe he had his mouth full of water and he was holding a goldfish.
Yeah. It's like one of those bad sitcoms.
But Draco, good sport, talented player. It's not over yet. He can still get out of his group. I believe top 2 move on. Jaedong, your winner. But we're only at day 1 here. We got 3 more days of broadcasting after this. We're not even done with StarCraft for today.
In fact, we have